Okay, part two. So I'm on my couch and I'm getting deliverance from God, one-on-one deliverance from God, and I heard the devil say, "She don't supposed to know that wasn't her husband." And I'm like, what? So for those who you don't know, you gotta go on part one. I was in a relationship with a man that I thought was my husband. So when I'm on my couch, I'm getting like I'm throwing up that. I'm getting the free. I'm like, oh my God! Like it was like God was making them come up, like that spirit come up. And I know I was getting deliverance because while I was getting deliverance, I saw like blackness. It was like black, like I couldn't see. So when I got up, I was like, God, what just happened? So then he told me like everything I went through wasn't him. I was so, and ladies hear me, especially if you're a woman of God or you're a believer. I was so passionate about God sending me a husband that the devil ended up sending a counterfeit that somewhat made it seem like it was God. So with that being said, I had to really go through some healing with accepting that I went through that situation because it was not easy for me to tell anybody. So that ended in March of 2023, and I had a hard time really accepting the fact that that happened to me. Because when it happened to me, when that day happened to me, when I went through deliverance, I just found out he had another girlfriend. Like, how you got another girlfriend, you living with me? Like, what? So when I found out he had another girlfriend, and when the demon said that, I was like, did that demon really say that I was supposed to find out that he wasn't my husband? So it was a journey for me to be like, okay, Storm, you went through this. How can I not make the same mistake? So God had to really sit me down and was like, let me love on you. Let me be the father that you need. Let me just nurture you so that way that you will be so on fire for God that you won't even have to worry about another counterfeit. Because I was scared. I was like, God, I'm scared to date again. I don't want to go through that. I don't want to have to deal with a man coming in my life and I'm thinking he my husband. We saying we gonna get married and that's the whole devil. So he was like, okay, I understand, but I need you to like trust in me, believe in me. So I just want to encourage women, especially women, because we bad at this, to be patient with God. Yes, you're called to be in ministry and you're called to do mighty things for the Lord, but don't be bent out of shape over a man. Don't want a godly man to come in your life because the devil would send counterfeits. When I say I was blindsided, y'all, I was blindsided. So I just want this story to encourage somebody that, we all desire to be in a relationship. We all desire to be married and fire for God with our husband who we can do kingdom business with, but we as women need to realize that if we just focus on Jesus, everything we need and want will be met. And I just want to leave that on that note that, my story, I hope it moves some of y'all and it might scare some of y'all. Y'all probably got questions. I answer questions in the comments, but I just really think that it's time that we as women of God be patient and just lean on God more. Do some hobbies, go out, hang out with friends, ask God for godly friends. That's another thing I had to do. I had to ask God for godly friends because I didn't have nobody like me. So that's why I was so passionate about just having a husband, because I knew if I only had a husband, it wouldn't matter about friends. So just begin to ask God for what you desire now. God, I want to travel. God, I want to do this. God, how can I become kingdom business for you? Ask God what you can do now while you're single. And that way when God brings you your husband, it can be like, okay, this is easy. This is like what God wanted. And it won't have to be forceful. Just and I'm talking to myself too, y'all. Just believe in God. So I just want to encourage somebody just not to fall for the counterfeits. Keep your mind on God and don't be so passionate about passionate about a godly husband that you forget your purpose. So that's my story.